Chocobo GP. The game is a spin-off of the Final Fantasy series in a celebration of its 35th anniversary, and happens to be a sequel to the 1999's Chocobo Racing, or known in Japan as Chocobo Racing Road to the Spirit World. The game features over 20 characters from the Final Fantasy franchise and previous Chocobo spin-off games. And on top of that, a banging soundtrack with many original tracks and arranged versions of some of our favorite classic songs from the Final Fantasy franchise. And even I gotta admit, after about 20 times or so of it blasting in my ears, the main menu theme became really catchy. Hey, it's SuperNamu here, and today I'm going to tell you about one of the cutest kart racing games of 2022. Now, everyone and their mamas know that I'm not the biggest fan of racing games. The competitive streak in me stops me from ever truly achieving happiness with this genre. But also, everyone and their mamas know how much of a fan of Square Enix games I am. So, ironically, with no knowledge of the previous Chocobo Racing, I delved straight into their 64-player online cup, and let's just say I got bullied instantly into 8th place. Chocobo GP's driving mechanic is very similar to other kart racing games. You can drift around curves to give you a boost and make tight turns. There are power-ups in the shape of eggs placed on the track to give you an advantage against your opponents. And each character has their own unique ability that charges over the course of the race. Some characters' abilities give them a speed boost and makes them invincible, while some others have the ability to create a magic barrier around them to counter hazards from other players. Let me know whose character's ability is your favorite. I'm partial to Ben's charge ability, because he can at least throw hands at the other players. When going to the story mode, you're thrown immediately into a conflict between Gilgamesh and a Moogle named Racing Hero X, which originally I thought was a reference to Racer X from Speed Racer, but I was wrong. I had no clue what was going on, why the cute little Moogle was being chased, and who this mysterious light was. To be honest, I was a little overwhelmed at first before they threw the tutorial in my face. The driving instructions were easy to understand, but if you're not a fast reader, then I'm sorry, because those instructions disappeared faster than the speed of light. They were hard to execute at first, and if you mess up immediately, you have to start over from the beginning of the tutorial. Once I understood exactly how to drift boost though, it was over for Gilgamesh. And he actually put up a fight. Homeboy was literally tossing all of his swords at me. There's electricity everywhere. After the tutorial and some more threats from Gilgamesh, the prologue was over. And if you only own the light version Chocobo GP, which is free, that's as much as you're going to get from the story, on top of the limited access from the other modes in the shop. Besides story mode, there are 4 others. You have the series race, time attack, custom race, and last but certainly not least, Chocobo GP mode, where you can compete against 63 other players in a tournament. GP mode was by far my favorite. After learning how to drive properly thanks to the tutorial, I thought I was actually ready for it this time. And when I tell y'all, the way I finessed my way from last place to 4th thanks to the magic egg that gave me the ability to swap level, that warped me along the track had me milli rocking in my seat. GP mode also taught me how crucial these magic eggs, or magic sight as I learned that they were actually called, were. Depending on how many magic sites you pick up on the track determines not only the magic you can use, but how strong it becomes. With 12 different spells ranging from the basic fire to an ultima, any of these magics on top of your character's unique ability can change the outcome of your race at any given moment. I was able to make it to the last 8-player race before everyone said nah and sent me home crying to my mom. The last Chocobo GP has to offer is their shop, where you can purchase color variations and alternate costumes of the characters, stickers to place on your ride, alternate track music, and wallpaper backgrounds. They also offer a season pass that you could purchase, unfortunately via microtransactions though. There are 3 different types of currency in the game: Mithril, Gil, and tickets. So, tickets come from completing the story chapters, doing challenges, and racing, basically playing the game. Out of the 3, this was the easiest of in-game currency to get without putting much effort into it. Gil can only be acquired by purchasing the season pass, or by leveling the normal prize pass. You can also get it by doing your daily or weekly challenges. It's a slow process, and not gonna lie, buying the pass is the only good way of getting a good sum of gil. Now, Mithra on the other hand, the only way to get it is with real money. You do get 800 for free as a Season 1 login bonus, which is just enough to buy the Season Pass. If I even wanted to have a chance of getting Cloud Strife as a racing character, I would have to buy the pass and then continue to level up all the way to 60 just to get him. Squad Leonhardt was also a new character available, but only available via gil. So if you wanted any of these characters, either you have to put a lot of time and effort into this game or grab your wallet. Besides the microtransactions, Chocobo GP is a solid kart racing game that any fan of the Final Fantasy franchise or Chocobo spin-off series will enjoy. Between the iconic characters, the amazing soundtrack, and the thrill of seeing some of my favorite Final Fantasy locations brought to my TV screen thanks to the Unreal Engine, Chocobo GP gets a solid 8 out of 10 from me. It would be higher if it wasn't a racing game and I didn't rage quit at one point. But, you know, tell me, what character did you enjoy driving with the most? And which track had you on the edge of your seat, trying to get to first place?